Hello, this is Chris from Blue Marble Consulting, and today I'm going to show fraud management powered by SAP HANA. This application allows for analyzing different types of objects from SAP as well as non-SAP source systems that may be subject to fraud. This platform is customizable in that the user can define detection strategies based on rules and advanced predictive methods. This platform automatically creates fraud alerts for the end user and has a simple and intuitive user interface, allowing users to easily investigate alerts and determine fraud causes. In this demonstration, I will investigate a fraud alert and calibrate the detection strategy to minimize false positive fraud alerts while preventing legitimate fraud cases from slipping through. Here is our fraud analysis Fiori home screen. At this point, we have already ran our fraud analysis mass detection in SAP, and now we are going to investigate individual fraud alerts. So I'm going to click on my Open Fraud Alerts to get a list of fraud alerts I should be looking at. And I will select just one of them for now. And here you can see what our parameters were for detecting this fraud alert, as well as the individual information about this case that made it trigger the alert. Now I'm going to investigate this fraud alert a little bit more in detail. As you can see, there's a lot of vendor growth here. However, it's not much of a concern as we had 4 different employees sign off on these invoices. So this is likely not an actual fraud case and more than likely a false positive. So I can just type in my summary information here as to why I think it was a false positive and then enter my finding here as a non-fraud and then give my reason for that. When I enter this as a non-fraud event, the ERP system will unblock the vendor from receiving payments. If this were to remain under investigation or determined to be a fraud case, the vendor payment would continue to be blocked. So now let's assume that I've been getting a lot of these false positives lately and I want to change that. I'll simply go back to my home screen and look into my detection strategies and calibrate the metrics here. And now I can see all of the saved detection strategies we're employing, including the inactive and active and deactivated strategies. Since this was a vendor conflict of interest strategy that was triggering all of my false positives, I'm going to find the strategy in this list. And I've scrolled down and I've found the strategy we're using. I'm going to click on the inactive one just in case someone is currently using this strategy and we don't change it on them. And here we can see the general properties of this strategy. Of interest are these selection parameters. These selection parameters are the detection methods that make up the strategy, where each has an assigned score for a positive match. So here we have a threshold of 14, so if these selection parameters exceeded 14, we would trigger a fraud alert. Now we can calibrate our strategy. We'll first select the dates we want to employ this strategy. We'll put those in. So now we can see for the time period under review that 13% of our fraud alerts were actual frauds, whereas the other 35 of the 40 were false positives. This is frankly too high for our organization, as we spend a lot of time digging into these. So we're going to need a new strategy that minimizes these false positives. So we'll scroll down and adjust these detection methods. Let's change this vendor growth between the first and the second year to just 21% and see what happens with our simulation. And now our key performance indicators have been updated. And this doesn't look great in that it did not catch any frauds or any false positives. So we're going to probably have to recalibrate again. Scroll down and change that to 20. As you can recall, the original metric was set at 19. And again, this didn't change anything. So we'll change that back to 19. And after playing with the detection methods, I've reduced my false positives from 35 to 27, while more importantly keeping the proven frauds detected just where they started at 5. As you can see, the value in this was, rather than guesstimation methods, I easily ran a simulation without contacting the IT department to achieve a better overall result for the organization. As you've seen with this demonstration, detecting and investigating fraud within your organization is extremely simple with SAP. To learn more about how SAP can improve your business, contact Sabrina Sigourney at simple-sap.com or at either of these 2 phone numbers shown below. Thank you.